I wanted to speak today about a woman's need for constant attention and validation. Recently, I read a story. Basically, it's being talked about a lot, which is Steph Curry, a very famous basketball player, arguably the greatest shooter of all time. His wife goes on basically a public internet show and proceeds to say how she gets jealous of all the female attention he gets and how she sometimes wishes that she got that just male attention from the opposite sex. And ultimately, people just start freaking out. Dudes everywhere all over the world were just taking it as like, wow, so you can give these bitches the sun, the moon, you could be the greatest shooter of all time, and still it's not good enough. So I understand there's a lot of frustration from dudes, because it's like, well, if you got this millionaire, 6'3" guy, light-skinned pretty boy, blue eyes, fucking millionaire, greatest shooter of all time, and he has his wife saying this shit, like, what chance do I have? And ultimately, I wanted to talk about it, because I just think, even though this is true, and a lot of women, and women in general, yeah, they're starved for attention, but truthfully though, I think this chick is just a little bit of an exception. Here, listen, hear me out. I heard that this girl, she like rejected him twice before he ever went to the league, and then when he went to the league, that's when she got with him. I don't know if this is true, but I also heard she wanted to model before and it didn't work out. So that right there is a big red flag. Now, this isn't a channel for any celebrity gossip, so I'm not gonna do this shit often, but something really hit me when I heard this shit, because it was like, how can you say something like that in public? Like, have we gone this far as a society that women are literally to the point where they feel they could talk about your sex life, like, just it's insane to think. Like, think about it. This dude Curry is gonna have fans in the away games putting up all types of fucked up signs. He's gonna have dudes, his own co-workers, his own people that he's competing against, going up to him, telling him, mocking him, talking about how you can't please your wife or all that type of goofy shit. You don't think that's gonna happen now? And then you got simp motherfuckers saying shit like, oh, Ayesha Curry, you're beautiful, don't be tripping, and all this type of shit. And ultimately, you brought all this shit on to your husband, who's literally a Christian millionaire, doing like, you look at Curry's body language, he has all the body language of a nice, simple dude. And she has all the body language of a starved girl for attention, an attention whore. I mean, it's like, it's obvious. Like, the fact that she wanted to be a model says it all right there. Because seriously, when chicks are in the position, here's what it is. She was used to being the bad bitch her whole life, and then Curry came. And Curry was a little pretty boy, and he lit the world on fire with his three-pointers. So now she is basically second fiddle. And she just is constantly like, why are you First of all, the Warriors right now are like in a close-knit series, and Curry is struggling. And instead of being on his side, trying to pump him up because he's in a playoff series struggling, you going on internet shows to talk about your relationship and how you're jealous of other girls and how you sometimes crave attention from the opposite sex, and you're on the biggest platform, which is like you being the wife of arguably the most famous player right now outside of LeBron James. And I don't even know why I made this video, man. I just made this video because, all right, listen. Even though a lot of dudes are taking this as an opportunity to be like, look, listen, you can never fucking please women. Like, you give women the moon, the sun, they're going to be asking, well, what about the stars now? Or now what? That's totally true. But at the same time, this is something that I consistently see as a pattern for girls who tend to have an identity of basing their identity around their physical beauty. Like, for example, Instagram models, strippers, cheerleaders, like, all those type of bartenders, go-go dancers, like all those types of jobs that involve a woman deriving a ton of her self-validation and identity from her beauty. You gotta understand that those women, you're never gonna please women like that. You're never gonna please women like that, especially because their whole identity is based around their beauty and people's need to validate them. Okay, you want to meet a girl where she has her own destiny in life. She has things that she derives pleasure from, involving her family, involving something that she's passionate about, something, a skill, a talent, a hobby, something that she really fucks with, and also ultimately deriving her happiness from the things that you two do together, and ultimately your happiness as a man, where she wakes up like she wants to give you a massage. She derives pleasure from helping create and build this reality between the two of you that is just the shit. And ultimately, man, when you got these women where they spent their whole life trying to live, especially I'm gonna be honest for a second, I don't mean to violate nobody, but this chick Ayesha Curry, she's not the hottest chick in the room. She's like a 7 at best. And a lot of times those girls who are like 7s, but they wanted to be a model, but they know deep down inside they're never gonna be the hottest chick in the room. Those chicks sometimes are the craziest bitches because they spent their whole life being just under par, and they just wish they were at that level. And then when they don't reach it and they slowly start to age, these bitches go fucking crazy. And that's why you don't want to have women where every time they go outside they have to look pretty, they have to get validation from the society. You want to have a woman where she gets validation from her passion, from things, from her family, from spending family time with her family and you two, whatever the case is. And also just creating and building a reality between the two that you both can fuck with. Ultimately, man, this shit is just crazy, man, because the moral of the story is a toxic girl is a toxic girl. It doesn't matter if you're rich, it doesn't matter if you have all the social value in the world or the wettest jump shot in the world. Truthfully speaking, you want to make sure the partner you get is not a girl who needs to be, because think about it. What if someone like a female athlete like Serena Williams or something had a husband, and every time you look, this motherfucker was just there. He's just always there, always popping out, talking about the relationship. You would just be like, goofy pedestrian husband. Get the fuck out. Like, we came to see Serena Williams. We didn't come to hear from her pedestrian husband how he's missing female attention. Like, what? No one would even take that shit seriously. People would be like, get your goofball ass off the television. That's what people react. But yet with this, that's not the case. And I just want to say, man, a toxic girl, chicks who derive their whole life identity from their beauty, those types of chicks are not the kind of girls that you want in your life. You want to find a girl who is just not that, man, not that. And it all starts from her family. It starts with her lifestyle, it starts with her identity and the things that she derives for what really makes her happy. And that should not be, taking Instagram pics or fucking, it's obvious, man. It's just obvious. So I just want to go on a quick rant. So with that being said, thank you, bro, for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment below on this case right here. I don't usually do gossip type things, but this shit it kills me, man. So with that being said, I'll see you on the next video. Peace, bro.